Buenos dias. This is Kaypacha with the weekly Pele report. Something new and exciting. It is March 9th of 2016. Hope we all made it through that total solar eclipse yesterday, Tuesday on the 8th. Yeah. Opposite Jupiter, conjunct Cheiron. The sun exactly conjuncts the south node of the moon, which is conjunct Cheiron. South node of the moon actually makes it an eclipse, right? It's when the sun is right on the node that we get these eclipses, and Cheiron is right there on the node. So Friday, you know, that sun is conjunct both of those exactly. Opposite Jupiter, that's all going on too. So we got this whole Virgo, Pisces, moon's nodes, eclipse going on. I've been talking about it. I'll talk about it some more. You know, and then, so today, but now, that's gone, you know, and the moon has moved into Aries, the start of a new cycle, and, you know, stays there until Friday, goes into Taurus on Sunday, goes into Gemini, stays there until Tuesday, goes into Cancer. In the meantime, we know that Mars just went into Sagittarius, and Venus is going to be going into Pisces on Saturday. Mercury is already in Pisces. So we're going to have Mercury, Venus, Sun, Chiron, Neptune, node, all going on in Pisces. I'm going to be talking about Pisces today. The thing is that when that Venus comes up there, first of all, Mercury conjoins Neptune exactly, okay, this week on tomorrow. It's there right now. And then when Venus comes along and joins, you know, goes into Pisces, she's going to be square Mars in Sagittarius. And that's going to be going on for quite some time, that Venus square Mars, because they're both going direct. Mars is, you know, slowing down a little bit, but we'll talk about that later. I mean, and that Mars, okay, is also in Sagittarius. If you look at the chart, you know, pause the video on the chart, you know, that comes up before I start talking, you'll see that this Mars in Sagittarius is coming up to square Neptune. And that is really going to be going on for a couple of months, because Mars is going to go up and square Neptune and then station and turn retrograde, still square Neptune, until it goes right back into Scorpio in May. I mean, this is like, oh my God, this is a big, strong, huge Mars square Neptune. In the meantime, Mercury's hitting Neptune now. Venus is going to come up and hit Neptune. So we got all this Pisces, Neptune chaos happening left and right, up and down, all over the place. Oh my goodness. So that's probably enough astrology aspects. I had to get out of the house today and just go for a little bit of a walk here. This is just up the street from where I live, and wanted to get a little bit of exercise, a little Virgo exercise here. Get in shape a little bit instead of sitting in front of that frickin' screen all frickin' day. Anyway, let me turn around and look at this screen. Talk to you face to face, or face to screen. Okay, time for announcements. No, I just really want to say how grateful I am for the amazing Dream Team. I don't know if you have been to my website, newparadigmastrology.com. It's a cooperative with the Dream Team. I've got 7 amazing astrologers, you know, working with me together to make this cooperative, this community. And if you're part of the community, you get, you know, more videos and a forum and, you know, all kinds of discounts and stuff like that. But like this last week, I just watched, I want to thank Ari, Christina, and Eugenia, you know, for doing this over an hour-long video hangout, right? You know, talking about this eclipse, going into it from different perspectives, each one of them offering their own unique ideas. It's just like so beautiful, you know, to be part of, you know, this this cooperative. I wanted to thank you guys and invite, you know, if you haven't seen the community and the website and the cooperative and all the stuff that's going on there, check it out. What else? My Norway workshop that's coming up in August is now online. Also there you can find information on that on the website. Doing a European thing this summer, coming to see everybody over there. And yeah, so this is a time. This is a time of what is Pisces? The Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end. This is a time of wrapping it up. This is a time of loss. This is a time of closure, finishing, ending, completing, and going into the void, into the chaos, into the release and surrender of control, of strategy, of ego, of attachment, into this place of magic. Pisces is also the magician and the priest and the priestess. This is the multi-dimensional reality where magic emerges and where magic happens. It's the root of the underworld in so many ways. We think Scorpio is death, but Pisces is like, it's all over. There ain't no holding on, there ain't no going back. So we have this eclipse that sets the tone for the next 6 months. And it's just so amazing that, we got all this stuff going on in Pisces now, and it's conjunct Cheiron, the wounded healer, which is also about Christ consciousness. I want to thank Tim Holleran for, writing a great thing on Cheiron. Cheiron, and he descended into hell, into the underworld, and was resurrected. Jesus Christ, associated with Cheiron and Cheiron consciousness, Christ consciousness. Again, crucified, died, went into the underworld, rose up again. Dionysus, pulled apart, died, resurrected. Inanna goes down into the underworld, comes back as the queen of heaven. Isis and Osiris. I mean, it's like all these mythologies from all over the world are just giving this same picture. That there is always a birth, there is always a resurrection, there is always the emergence of something more powerful, more inclusive, more amazing after and necessary surrender to something bigger. So there's a lot of there's a lot of death going on now. There's a lot of souls leaving this physical plane. There's a lot of souls maybe in depression or grief, with suicidal tendencies, wanting to leave the plane. There's a lot of addicts. Okay, we're all addicted to something. Okay, and we want to fill this emptiness. Yes, this dark void with something, because it's so terrifying and so scary to lose all control. And yet, it is in that loss of control that there's like this injection of something amazingly new that's going to come out of it. I think of Tom Kenyon and the Hathors. There's this message that the Hathors give about what happens after you die. And after we die, we go into, Steiner talks about kama loka, okay, there's this void. There's this space that's total emptiness and total darkness. And the Hathors say, stay there as long as you can. What will happen is your beliefs and your life and what you thought was real or whatever will come to you. So a lot of souls will see this tunnel of light, with a Christ figure or Allah or something at the end of it, and all their friends and relatives, and it's like uncomfortable here in this dark void. It's like, I want to shoot off into that tunnel of light. It's like I want to go somewhere. Or then this other option, maybe another planet, or another dimension, or a whole nother realm of potential, will come up and will come up and will come up. And it's like the longer you can stay in the void, the longer you can stay in that emptiness, in that stillness, in that chaos, the more options, the more freedom, the more choices will present themselves. And it's like, so this is a time, and it's really amazing how the eclipse really sums it up physically, right? Here it is, this black moon, this black ball, this big huge rock comes and closes and covers up the sun. And it's all black, and there's just this, you know, it's a total eclipse. And then the light starts coming from this other side as the ball moves on and the light returns. It is this death resurrection process. And it is a place that's very scary. I think of ayahuasca journeys. I think of, you know, psychedelic, you know, mind trips, okay, where we lose, you know, that ego control and we go to the edge. Letters from the edge, you know. This edge of consciousness, this edge of control, this edge of ego is an abyss, a chasm that we can be very much afraid of falling off into eternal nothingness. It can be very terrifying. And I want to just say, if we look at the Wheel of Fortune, I'm going to start out this thing with the Wheel of Fortune. It's like, yes, there's summer and high noon and high, and then it goes down into the dark, into the underworld, into the chaos, into hell. Yeah, and then it rises up again. This is the Wheel of Fortune, and it's always turning. Just like the seasons, just like the moon, just like life, it's always turning. And it's like this point, this descent. The more we can let go, and Nana lets go of everything, she's bare-ass naked by the time she reaches Arishka Gul. Yeah, deep in the underworld. This happens to be her sister. We won't go into that right now. I also look at it, the image that came to me is the car wash. It's a trip because down here in Costa Rica they don't have these car washes, but you know, it's like you drive your car up to, you know, in the Estados Unidos, you know, you drive up and this thing hooks onto your car. You fold in the rear view mirrors, you roll up the windows, you put the car in neutral, and you just sit, right? And this chain thing pulls your car through the wash machine, right? And you get sprayed and you get squirted and you get buffed and you get waxed and you get, you know, and you're going through, it's like, I mean, it's like, it's exciting. I mean, I love it, man. I got to go do this. It's like, I want to go get a car wash, but it's going to be a while. But yeah, you know, it's like, this is the tunnel, this birthing time. We're in it. This is happening now. And it can be freaky, and it can be scary, and it can be, you know, depressing and sad and sorrowful as things leave. And all I can say is, you know, and Eugenia said it in that video, it's like when something goes, something comes. This is also Saturn squaring the moon's nodes. Like you need to let go of something, of one door, or the trapeze artist. You need to let go of that trapeze to reach and grasp the other trapeze to complete your act. Oh yeah, all the world's a stage. It's all an act. We're just going from one trapeze to another around here. Think of Tarzan, the old movies of Tarzan swinging through the jungle, you know, grabs one rope, lets go of the other. This is Saturn squaring the moon's nodes. In the sign of Sagittarius, what you believe in, or what you think is meaningful or true, what you value, time to let go of some of those old, antiquated, perhaps programmed, you know, by other people about what's important or what's meaningful or what life is all about. Let go of some of that old stuff and embrace a bigger, wider, broader picture. Now, this is the other thing. Saturn is maturity, objectivity, growth, coming out of the personal child into the objective elder. So when the Saturn squares these moon's nodes, okay, which it's coming up to, it's going to station 5 degrees away from the nodes. But, you know, it's going to be going on again after it goes retrograde. But it's got to do with the message, you know, that I see inherent with all of this is just like growth happens through time. All evolution occurs through time. Chronos, Saturn, Father Time, just look at it. You grow up and you come into puberty. What's that? It's the end of childhood. And you can loss and go grief and sorrow about the end of childhood, but you know what? Now you've got, you know, eggs and sperm, and you are ready to reproduce. It's puberty, right? You have gone through a rite of passage into this maturity. And then what? You know, you give up being single. You know, and you know, you get with a partner. And then you give up being free because you have a baby. You know, and then you know, and then the baby grows, you give up the baby and you move it. It's all these phases of life, and they all have to do with letting go of one phase, and here comes another phase, and here comes another phase. But like right now, we're in between phases. Yeah, this is the Pisces place. It's chaos, no control, anything can happen. End of this, but this hasn't started yet. And I want to encourage you, this is the place of magic, of meditation, of stillness, of infinite potential. Hang out in that place. Let go of your fear. Surrender. Trust life. There is something coming. And the longer you can wait, I'm telling you, the more options, the more freedom, the more possibilities are going to present themselves. So don't just jump and either freak out and try to escape and I can't stand it, I've got no control and and don't latch on to like the first person or opportunity or job or idea that bops into your head. No, it's like, it's okay. And actually, you can get more comfortable there. The shaman is more comfortable there in the underworld. And there's a lot of power there. This is where the Kundalini resides. Hang out in the void. Oh God! You know, I mean, you asked for it when you turn the thing on, you know, to get these wacko messages. I love the mantra for today, man. This one just like, you know, is like so, whoa, I love it. There's an empty void at every end. A chasm before the new can begin. Where I am helpless and lose all control, but am closer than ever to my unconscious soul. That little ego that wants control, like I say, you know, Gurdjieff said it was like less than 10% of the mass of your brain is conscious. 90% unconscious. It's your soul. It's your spirit. And your soul spirit knows, has a plan, is connected with the collective plan, the divine plan, the infinite plan. And that ego is just like flipping, freaking out during these moments. But this is when the soul is like really wanting to take over and direct and guide the course of our lives. This is a time of great destiny. The people that you meet now, the beliefs, the books, this is a time of great destiny where you can remake yourself and your life can really change course into a more meaningful, fulfilling, joyous, outrageous expression of your amazing soul. So let it go. Let's do that one more time. You got to repeat these over. I like to repeat these over like 10 times a day, man. There's an empty void at every end. A chasm before the new can begin. Where I am helpless and lose all control, but am closer than ever to my unconscious soul. May you appreciate, be grateful for, and stay in a state of wonder and awe at your amazing, unconscious, spiritual soul. Namaste. Aloha. So much love.